Well, my goodness. Well, I had not, to my knowledge, heard that song before, but it is a masterpiece, both musically and that video. Do you know anything about that video?
I don't, unfortunately.
I mean, it was certainly professional. Like in terms of the footage. Um, what an amazing video. I feel like I
My
just
guess is
watched.
that it was probably made by his estate posthumously at some point in the
Yes.
future, but using period as much period imagery as possible. That'd be my best guess because I do think it is an official video, though I don't think it's a original video, if that makes sense.
It feels the sensibility of the video, the editing and things like feel modern, like to
Right.
our time, or more modern than it would have been at that time. And obviously, yeah, but just a like a documentary, like a little slice of life. Do you know where that video was shot, for example?
I know very little about that video.
Yeah, I
so
know. I
will
wondered.
wait
I was
for
going
the
to ask
time.
you before, but I decided to just throw you under the bus. And maybe if I was more knowledgeable, I'd recognize the city. But I don't offhand. Although it looks like it made me think of like Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know why I think the same thing, but maybe I'm completely fabricating that. I'm not willing to I wouldn't bet a nickel on that. So
Musically, I think it's like from like the first beat, it generated so much musical interest.
right,
The way they recorded the piano, and then the percussion starts coming in, and it feels really thoughtful. There's a lot of different instrumentation, but it's never super thick at any one time. It's just really like to create this energetic, but complex emotional soundscape in a way that he kind of sings over, and combined, for me, in my experience, I don't always listen to the words, but
right.
combined with the singing to create a sense of the struggles. What was it called again? The blues.
Inner City Blues.
Inner City Blues. So the struggles of the black person in the city, like even like the children cheerfully jumping on discarded mattresses and things like
Right.
that, which is like, hey, it was
Right.
fun, but it's like, yeah, but it's not super safe, and it's like, kind of, is that the best we can do for them? How about for you? How did it strike you?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I appreciate about it is, like you said, there is a complexity to the tone that the lyrics reinforce. That's sort of like there's both there's a sadness to it. There's like a hint of anger to it,
Yeah.
or frustration, maybe that's a better word. But there's also, and I think with frustration, there's like almost a sense of weariness to it as well. But also, I think because of that tempo, just kind of like this a resignation or acceptance of just like, this is sort of I'm just telling you how it is.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
And a sense that they're going to keep going on. Like
Yeah.
there's nobody's stopping.
I even so this came out in 1971, and I like that it opens by basically saying, like, y'all spent all that money going to the moon. How about you help us out here in the city too? You know what I mean?
That's right.
It opens with that. It says, rockets, moonshots, spend it on the have-nots.
Wow.
And it's, it's just, that moment in particular is seen as such a defining and patriotic and powerful moment, like, where we very firmly kind of won the space race.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to, that's how we were taught to see it.
Right.
And at the same time, one has to wonder, it's kind of like, with Frederick Douglass wrote, what is the 4th of July to the black man or to the slave, whatever the name of that writing is. I wonder if there's a similar feeling to this as well. Like, what is the moon landing to the inner city, black family?
Right. And and it kind of, it draws out the illusion of white culture, which is like any set of good old days you'd like to pick that are really only good old days that are built on the backs of other people. That's fascinating. And I do feel, like I said, it felt like a documentary, and I feel, not to overreach, but that song and that video particularly together, it does feel like I feel like I understand something. I have a sense of tone and emotional experience that advances my understanding. Again, not to say, well, now I know what it's like to be black in the 70s, but like to say like, oh, there's something there that speaks to my heart also, that I can be transformed by the experience of just that little piece of art. Which is really, a big part of why we're doing this whole music video project, is to have something affect us, to be touched. So, I mean, really a strong start there, Matt. What you gonna play now?
Right. Carl, I do know.
Yes.
And whatever I play, it's got to be Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going to hear a little bit from the author of Shaft and the South Park chef himself, Isaac Hayes.
That's an interesting resume.
And it's funny, I picked this one. I hadn't heard it before. It's called Soulsville. This is a 1972 live performance. But what's interesting is that I then watched a documentary called The House Where I Live, which is a kind of a nice companion piece to 13th about sort of the carceral state. Mm-hmm. And it was featured in that documentary after I had picked it. So,
oh, wow.
Because I tried intentionally, like I didn't want to pick stuff like I had seen in 13th. It was just, I'll just do that. Like I was trying to find stuff that was a little bit less like, I picked it off the shelf, as I was walking by, and do a little bit more digging. Right. So it was interesting. I kind of felt like, man, somebody else already did it. But,
Oh, I think it just ratifies your choices. Well, hey,
there you go.
Let's check it out.